day 12, I believe. Gonna do arms, just like I said I would before in a couple videos back. Hit shoulders, legs, arms, hit rest tomorrow. Unfortunately, on Monday I have to go get a colonoscopy, so I have to not eat tomorrow, so I can't go to the gym. I was gonna eat in the morning then go, but they said I couldn't. Nothing bad. My family just has a predisposition to colon cancer, so instead of every 20 years, they do it every 5. And when I started having stomach issues around 5 years ago for IBS, they made me get one, and then it's been 5 years since, so I have to get another one. So just a routine checkup, just not very fun, but whatever. Don't need to get into details there. In the last video, I was saying how my mom was in the hospital, my dog wasn't feeling good. My mom's feeling okay. She had a kidney stone, then she had Flomax to help with it, and then she passed out because of the Flomax. That's kind of something that happens, makes you a little lightheaded. But she ended up having another kidney stone, so she's doing fine, just in a little bit of pain, but that's the way it goes. But she'll be okay, so nothing detrimental to her health. Unfortunately, not to keep a sad tone going, if you get sad easily, maybe just skip to the next part. But when I came home, my dog wasn't feeling well. I called my mom in the hospital and I said, he's not feeling good, he's showing these symptoms. She said, let's not chance it, let's bring him to the ER. So we brought him to the emergency vet that's in Newtown, so it was very close. We were there for like 4.5 hours, and it turns out that he had spleen cancer, unfortunately. So he was already 14 years old. About 4 years ago when he was 10, he had jaw cancer, and they cut that out. They just cut out the lower left portion of his jaw, and he lived a very happy life for the last 4 years, so there was no issues there. But he's been coughing, he's been having heart problems and stuff. He's 14, so he's a Vizsla. They don't usually get up there that old, and 14 is very old for any dog, to be honest. So he's been doing pretty good for the last 4 years. He's been having a good life. He has a lot of room to walk. We have big yards, so he runs around. So he's had a great life, but unfortunately, the spleen cancer, it's little abscesses, and as it progresses, they rupture and they bleed, and you kind of get a little bit of internal bleeding. So it causes some discomfort and it makes you nauseous. So he ended up showing those symptoms. He was just uncomfortable and nauseous. So we brought him there. They said that obviously, like, you can operate technically, but even if you're younger as a dog, it still doesn't go very well. So at 14, we didn't want to put him through anything. They offered to euthanize him there, but we wanted to bring him home, kind of a little bit of hospice care, let him see my mom when she got back from the hospital. My brother was coming home for a wedding, so he was able to say hi to Cody, and some other family and friends came over to kind of say their goodbyes. We were sent home with like anti-nausea medication and pain meds, so he wasn't in any pain, he wasn't very nauseous, he was eating more. There was times when he wouldn't eat over the last like day and a half since that leg day video, but he wasn't whimpering, he wasn't upset necessarily. He was just kind of just groggy and kind of laying around. But it was very nice for my mom, for me, and for everyone, and including him, to kind of let him have his peace at home, be in a calm setting. And then our neighbor, who's a surgeon for dogs, so a veterinary surgeon, she has the ability to also euthanize. So she was very kind, and she picked up the meds for that, and they came over this morning, and unfortunately we had to put him down. So he had a very good life. He was my childhood dog. We got him when I was around 10 years old. Now I'm 24, so 14 years. I've known him longer than I've been. I don't know how to put that. I've known him for more than half my life, so it's been a good ride, and I hope he's in a better place. But I can't. Obviously, you want to mourn, and you want to celebrate their life. As my mom always says, it's better to have loved than lost than to never have loved at all. So I'm glad that we were able to love him, and he had a very good life. But I don't want to reminisce on it. I'm obviously going to commemorate him and think about him throughout the day, and for the next many years, I'll never forget day to him. So gonna go to the edge, hit some arms. Don't want to talk about it too much. Don't need to break down in the car, but don't need to sob right now. Don't need to cry. I'll hit the gym, try to feel some good, but I'm not gonna push myself either way in the gym. I'm gonna say I'm gonna do what I wish. If I want to go hard, I'll go hard. If I want to go quick, get in, get out, I'll do that. But I have a feeling I'll just hit a normal, good long workout, kind of get a good arm pump. Arms are always fun. Hit some good triceps, biceps, maybe a very light shoulder workout. Usually I wouldn't do that because it's shoulders, legs, arms. But because of this situation, I kind of took a rest day in between legs and arms. So my shoulders are feeling pretty good now. So I might actually hit a little bit of shoulders, a little bit of, not like heavy, more just maybe some shoulder movements to kind of get them stretched out, some rotator cuff stuff. So just gonna get a good arm pump, enjoy myself in the gym, probably do 30 minutes of cardio, watch some Clone Wars on the phone. Last night my brother had to go to, like, since he's going to a wedding, he had like a wedding dinner, but his girlfriend Mary stayed and hung out with the family. We got some, we had a little bit of Chinese food left over. We got some Cover 2, which was a local sports bar, and we hung out with Cody and watched some the first 2 movies, or first movie and a half of the Star Wars episodes. Not 4, 5, 6. We watched 1 and 2, but in terms of release, that's technically 4 and 5. But whatever, those are very good. So was enjoying that. Some people don't like the Phantom Menace. I personally do like the Phantom Menace. I think not as much happens necessarily compared to the others, but it's a good setup movie, and Qui-Gon's an elite guy, so yeah, there's a lot of lore there. The movies don't do a great job of explaining how everything works, so it kind of helps to have recently watched like the Clone Wars, looked at some YouTube videos, some lore to kind of understand it, how like Qui-Gon's a little bit more of a rogue Jedi, where like obviously they all respect him in the council, but he doesn't always listen. He's a little bit more willing to, I guess, have connections, maybe a little bit more compassionate to love and things like that, but instead of following everything the Jedi say, he's more like, I'm just gonna listen to the Force. So he's a cool character. But yeah, saw that was a good time. So gonna go do 30 minutes on the treadmill, and then I'm probably gonna do 15 minutes in the sauna. I think it says, like, in the sauna, it says don't be in here for more than 10 minutes. I think that's just like a liability thing. I think people will go inside. I think in other saunas they say like 20, 30. So personally, I don't do well in the heat very much, and I'm not trying to be too dehydrated. So I'll probably just do 15. I think that's a good middle ground. But yep, gonna hit some good arms. Probably do an hour 10 of arms, because usually arms gets a good pump pretty quick. Little rotator cuff, treadmill, sauna, and then come back home and shower. I could use a good shower, and then I'm just gonna hang out with the fam, hang out with my mom. She's not feeling great from the kidney stone, but she's also very much upset about the Cody situation, which is very understandable. I think I kind of have to hold it together a little bit to kind of give her comfort, because obviously I'm very sad myself. But again, he had a very good life. So arms for Cody, day 11 or 12, I already forget. You'll see in the caption. I'll see you in there. All right, starting up with a warm up. Let's see if I break these pins this time. I think it should be good. The only thing about these that it takes a little bit of time to set up again before I do the other arm, which I guess is good. Gives me a little bit of time to rest, catch my breath. See if I can replicate that. 15, 8, and 8. Well, these drop pin sets are so good for the burn. Good for the warm up, for sure. That didn't happen. Let's do some karate chops. I have it hooked to only one of them instead of both of these clips. So that way it's a little bit closer to where I would hold it in my hand, like a 2-inch longer moment arm. Multiplies the weight by a lot. It's a multiplicatory factor. Jesus Christ, I can't think today. All right, I'm gonna reset it into the other arm. It's also much easier to clip on when you only have one. As I say that, as I struggle to do it. All right, we're gonna use some bicep curls here, but this time we'll only use one drop set pin. I don't need that many reps. Let's stand a little back though, or else I can't do forearm. Pretty good. Sometimes if you just kind of spam bicep, triceps, you can get a pretty good pump pretty quick. You don't really need to take a lot of time. Oh, yeah. All right, I gotta go back and see what I did on the last video for weight. I wasn't sure if I did 100 or 110. he felt harder on that arm. It was like a little more sore. Not a lot of weight, but a little for higher reps. I think this machine is divided by 4 because of the cables. So it says 100, whatever, but that number divided by 4, I think. Ooh. Really feel the burn there. Should have gone for more, but let's go do some bicep curls with the free weights. Right. Had to take the comforter off. It's getting a little hot. And do some seated laying back bicep curls. I'm gonna try to keep my elbows up, but sometimes it's hard. Kept my elbows up for some of them, but not all of them. I was asking some people behind me about kind of proper deadlift form. I was worried. I was talking to my brother. I was worried that I was kind of doing too much RDL with my deadlifts. But talking to him, I think I'm still am a little bit, but I don't think it's too bad. I think it's better to do more of an RDL than squatting it. But my grip was definitely a little off. I wasn't hook gripping. I was kind of just keeping my thumbs out. And then also, what was the other thing? I don't know. Whatever. Let's hit some shoulders to warm them up a little. When I was doing these laying down curls, I felt it a little bit in the shoulders. All right. It wasn't necessarily my starting form that was bad, even though like my butt's a little higher than maybe most people, or my knees are a little bit more straight. But it's that I'm not taking out the tension out of the bar correct. So when I kind of then pull, my hips go up a little bit before my chest, and I need them to go up at the same time, or chest first a little bit. But all right, let's kind of segue that into the laying down bicep. Let's go sideways. I think this is a little heavy for what I'm trying to do. I'm gonna go to the 35s. Alright, we're gonna go for 30s when I do the bicep curls this time. Try to keep my elbows up. Really trying to focus on form here, but we'll start with some shoulders. Avoid the shoulder click. Getting mobbed right now. Gonna try to focus on form again here. Keep the elbows up. It's really hard, but it's good to do. Alright, I'm going a little quick, not giving myself too much rest, but it's alright. We're trying to go for the pump. Let's go, failure. Ever since I started recording at the gym, I've been talking to more people. People have been asking me questions, or not really asking me questions, but just kind of talking, maybe like what I follow. I'm just getting general fitness advice, which is pretty cool. I'm a little bit more introverted normally, so it's been fun to kind of talk to more people. I was talking to a new homie, John, I think is his name. I have to double check with him. I'm not positive. I'm just really bad at remembering names, but I was talking to him. I was kind of like, we were talking about how like gymflation, how like everyone can bench 225 in this gym, and I was kind of saying like that's definitely true, but like we're here on a Saturday at 3. Like if you're coming here, you're probably pretty interested in the gym, so it's gonna be a higher percentage, and also like comparisons to Thiva Joy, like he said he just hit 405 squat. That's like huge. Like gotta be proud of yourself for that. So good shout out John. I think his name. Shout out. Good shit, man. Like it's good to put in the numbers. Hit 405. Like it's a big milestone. You gotta give yourself props. But on top of that, I was saying like I don't know, 7-year-olds aren't on YouTube as much, and like 15-year-olds are always on YouTube. So like every year more people are born that are like watching YouTube or things like that. So like, well, it seems like content is saturated. Like there's always more people watching, or at least watching more frequently, the younger people versus the older people. So as kind of the generation rises up, there's gonna be more viewers. So you got to try. You got to put yourself out there. You got to do your best. You got to start somewhere. And if it doesn't work out, then it's just fun documentation of your life. So I don't know where I was going with that, but let's hit the set. go for 12 next time. That was 10. All right, I said I was going for 12, but I think I need to do more progressive overload. So I'm do something crazy. I'm gonna put on 25. There's a good chance I don't even get one, but maybe I'll get 4. I won't know until I try. And if I can't get one, I'll take off the 25 and just put a 10 on each side. But we'll see. I mean, I got 10, so why couldn't I do 50 more? Probably because it's really heavy. Let me know in the comments. You think I'm gonna get it? You think I'm gonna get 4? You think I'm gonna get 1? Let's see. Damn. Who would have thought? Not me. Who would have thought? I gotta do more progressive overload. Gotta stop being comfortable. Obviously, I probably weigh less than what I was doing a second ago, but you gotta have a lot more stability here. And I'm more tired. I might have been able to do like 1, 2 more, but honestly my palms were hurting there. I guess I'm just too much mentally weak. This workout I've been listening to a Trippie Redd and Juice WRLD mix when in like 2019 or probably a little later, probably like 2021. I wasn't really the hugest fan of Juice, like I guess around when he died. Like it's not that anything against Juice. I was a summer camp counselor, and the summer camp kids like Juice a lot. I wouldn't say it ruined it for me, but it delayed me liking him. But I was just a hater. He's gas. And same with Trippie Redd. My boy Eli liked Trippie Redd a lot. I've been listening to more and more songs. Just was listening to Bang. That album that's on with what else is on there? I think Wish. What's my favorite? We talked about on a different one. I don't know. Those 2 albums though are gas. All right, let's hit this. Oh, good failure. That was solid. Hitting 195 with the 5-pound weight, so it's 200. I think divided by 4, so it would be 50. Pretty solid. Can't compare yourself to others. You gotta be happy with what you have. All right, the albums I was looking to say were Life's a Trip and then A Love Letter 2-4 or something like that. But on Life's a Trip, they kind of shake it up. Big fan of Shake It Up. So I think I'm gonna die. Hey, cause my goals are suicide. Hey, but that coffin would be nice. Hey, smoke that bitch up with some ice. Yeah. Alright, one more of this. Cheated a little bit at the end. Put the 2 ends together, but I wouldn't have gotten the rep, so not mad about it. Time to do a little bicep finisher. Maybe 1 more tricep exercise to call it a day. Do some incline treadmill. Let's focus single arm here. Try to get the pump. I think I'll end it with some drop set things on triceps, and then we'll do the treadmill. All right, one more of this. All right, I'm gonna try to do the double grip this time. Hold it a little closer. All right, a little bit of triceps, call it a day. All right, arm day, day 12. Got there at like 2:30, leaving at 5:30. So somehow teleported 3 hours in there. I probably did like an actual like hour and a half of lifting, and then like 30 to 40 minutes of like talking to people. I met some kid named John like the last time I was here, but I didn't like talk to him too much. And then today I saw him like when I was in the locker room, and then he was like working out at the same time. So I talked to him a decent amount, and he's a very cool guy. He's very strong. I mentioned that in the video when I was doing the machine dips. But turns out he went to University of Colorado Boulder, and I was like, oh shit, like I know, like you're my grades, like I know one kid. I didn't even think about like him knowing him, but I was like, oh yeah, I have a homie I've known since like first grade, one of my best friends ever, who goes to Colorado Boulder, or he went there, and now he just stayed in Colorado. And he was like, oh shit, Cam. And I was like, Cam Trivers? Like, you know him? And he was like, yeah, he was in my dorm. So like they weren't like super close, they were just like acquaintances, I guess. Like I mean, in freshman year you meet a lot of people, so it's kind of like, it's hard to like fully like follow through with like meeting everyone. But was very cool, like a little small world that like this guy at the gym who lives like in New York across the border, like drives like 25 minutes to the gym, and I've been talking to, just knows like one of my best friends ever. That's like kind of crazy. So that was like a cool little interaction there. But yeah, no, I was just talking to him throughout the lift. I was like recording myself, enjoying it, just having a good time. I think my volume might be a little too high. I probably have to like increase my intensity and just do a little bit less sets. But it doesn't feel like too much. Like I always go until it's like either way too long, or I'm like, that was like a good workout. Like I feel tired. I guess when you take long rests in between when you're talking, it kind of makes your pump like maybe not go away completely, but it like you get your ability to do more strength, which is always good, time under tension. But I think an hour and a half is a little long for arms. I was hitting a little shoulders, and I did switch it up a little bit, but I probably should kind of do a couple less sets, maybe some heavier weight, maybe really remember what weight I did last time and not have to do warm-up sets. And then, I mean, I kind of record every set I do. I actually did one more set of tricep extensions after I like ended the video, but I just like I threw it to like 60 and did a couple reps, just like regular pull downs. But yeah, no, like I need to work on that a little bit. But again, I went in there knowing that I could do a long time, and then I did 30 minutes on the treadmill, incline, 3 pace, around 10 incline, and then I go over to 7.5 once I get a little tired. And then I did about 12 to 15 minutes in the sauna. I didn't keep track when I first got in there, but I kind of guesstimated it. But yeah, no, it was a very good workout. It kind of cleared my mind, made me feel a little bit better overall. Definitely going to be a little sad going home and kind of realizing that my homie Cody's not there, but again, he's in a better place. It's all good. I'm gonna be sad, like I'm gonna cry, probably sporadically throughout like the night and things like that. But you gotta be able to give yourself the liberty to do those things, and obviously not ruminate about it, and just kind of remember the good times and go from there. That's life. We knew it was coming, and gotta stick to the grind. And I really like going to the gym for 3 hours and kind of enjoying it. I was talking to John about that. He was like, yeah, like I don't just have a set routine necessarily. And I think like that for some people you need a routine, but I think if you have enough information, I mean, I'm sure optimally you should be on a routine, but if you're going for fun, you're doing it for mental health, you're enjoying it, you genuinely want to be there, that you end up being way more consistent than on like a routine where you're just trying to get it done and get out of there, where I'm kind of in there like, oh, I would like to do another set of this. Like, yeah, I warmed up with tricep extensions, but I'm going to finish with tricep extensions too because I like them. It's a very simple tricep movement. It's not that it doesn't work. And I feel like I can do some more. I feel like that's like, it's one of the easiest to kind of like strain yourself on, because it's like the cable, constant tension. You have the tension throughout the whole range of motion. You can adjust the weight easier. It's adjustable. Once you kind of get on the cable, like there's other cables, so no one's like specifically looking for that weight. You're not using anyone's weight. Like it's just a good option. So it's a good day. Day 13 I think would be next. I'm gonna take a rest day tomorrow, and then Monday I have a forced rest day, and then Tuesday I'll be coming back with vengeance for chest. It feels like it's been so long since I did chest, and it has been. It's probably been like a week and a half, 2 weeks almost. I'll have to look at the date that I did chest. But I was talking to John about that. He was like, oh, you only do chest like once a week. And I was like, yeah, I kind of actually do. Like that's like, but I do a little bit incline chest when I do shoulders sometimes, trying to kind of hit both aspects. But I don't know. I think I might have to do some more chest in there. Chest is one of like everyone's favorite lifts, and I think I'm not super strong on it. I need to work on it. Like I can only do 225 for like 4.5 reps, which is very good for most people, but I'm aiming a lot higher. Like my goal for like my lifetime is to like hit 405 or even higher than that, maybe even like rep out 315 for many reps. So got to aim high, like I said one of the past videos. But yeah, I think in order to do that though, I need to just hit a lot more chest. Like I gotta do it twice a week, or find a way where I'm just like maxing out on the bench more often and things like that. I can't be complacent about that. I have a home gym at home, so like I could definitely use it in that situation where like, oh, I'm not necessarily hitting chest, but like I'm hitting legs today, and it's been a long enough rest where I could just max out on bench real quick, like just do a quick warm up, max out, and then that's like my time under tension for chest, and that's like twice a week instead of just once. So still got to have a little bit of a structure in the program. Always can be optimizing. You can always be improving in every situation. No one's ever doing it the best. You could always be eating better, pushing harder. So grass is greener on the other side always. Like you got to give yourself. A lot of people don't hear the music till they're gone, or till like, I mean, I don't know if that was actually the right way to put that, but you got to appreciate what you have like while you're there. You can't always be chasing a goal. You should always be chasing a goal, but you can't be upset with yourself without reaching that goal. You got to be content where you're at to enjoy the gym. If you're going in the gym and you're always mad at yourself and you're not giving yourself some props for doing good, being consistent, or being stronger than you were a year ago, then I don't think you're doing it right. I think you got too much of a negative mindset. My mom always says sometimes I'm a little bit too pessimistic, which I always say I'm realistic. But at the end of the day, I personally like to have an optimistic mindset overall, and like you got to be nice to yourself, but you also need to be realistic to improve and to understand the world around you. So gonna go hard on chest next time, probably max out again. Hopefully, I mean, I guess I didn't max out, I just hit 225 for as many reps as possible. It's a PR of sorts. So maybe I got to start loading up heavier than 225. I got to stop being complacent. Like I keep seeing in my head as like 225 was like the optimal lift for me for a while, and like I shouldn't move up until I'm getting like 8 reps of 225 solid. But realistically, if I can do 4.5 reps of 225, maybe I can do 1 rep of 260. Like I actually, when I was peak bulked like 20 pounds heavier, like last year actually, like it was a long time ago. Me and my friend Taylor TCP, we both maxed out. He hit 275 and I think I hit 255. So I was heavier, so I had more glycogen storage. I was kind of an optimal area to bench or to max out my bench, and I did it at home, so I wasn't like too fatigued. But at the same time, I'm down 20 pounds, and I've been hitting around the same numbers I did when I was gained 20 pounds, like, or I was 20 pounds heavier with like fat. So maybe I got to start doing more progressive overload. I feel like I've been maybe avoiding too much. Like it feels heavy on the nervous system, but the only way to get past that is to push a little harder. So maybe next time I got to do 2 reps with 225 plus 10 and a 10, so 245. So maybe I can get 2 reps of 245. Like I'd be surprised. Like I always end up struggling with more reps as my muscles get fatigued, but I always assume that my maximum output can be a little higher. So we'll see how I can improve. I'll be thinking about it. I'll try to figure out a way to improve the routine. But again, still happy with it. Still happy with my progress. You got to give I guess what I was trying to get earlier, you got to like hear the music for yourself while you're there, instead of just waiting till you're past your prime and you're like, oh, look what I used to be able to do. Like you should be happy while you're in it. So not that I'm even close to my prime, but it's kind of just a good concept to be thinking about. Well, anyway, I'll see you next time. End video.